The map lay open beneath the candlelight, its edges worn by years of study and quiet obsession. Each line drawn across the paper carried the weight of distance, cold, and unanswered questions. The captain remained still, his gaze fixed, as if the frozen regions were already calling him by name. Books surrounded him like silent witnesses, their pages heavy with past failures and forgotten triumphs. Time moved slowly in the room, marked only by the faint creak of wood and the steady flame. Outside, the world slept, unaware of the decision forming in the shadows. The compass rested nearby, unmoving, yet full of promise and direction. Ink stains marked the journal, evidence of long nights spent chasing a single purpose. Doubt lingered briefly, then faded beneath a deeper resolve. At last, the path was chosen, and the journey had already begun. Morning light crept slowly through the cabin, pale and uncertain. The sea remained unseen, yet its presence pressed against every wall. Preparations continued in silence, measured and deliberate. Nothing here was rushed, for haste had no place in such a journey. The ship itself seemed to listen, holding its breath. Every object served a purpose, every choice narrowed the path ahead. Beyond these walls lay cold horizons and untested waters, but inside resolve had already taken shape. Fear did not disappear, it was acknowledged and set aside. What remained was intention, steady and unyielding. Alone in his narrow cabin, the captain studied his maps once more, knowing the sea ahead would not forgive hesitation. Night wrapped the ship in silence, the dark waters stretching endlessly beyond the masts. Through the small window, he searched the frozen horizon, as if expecting an answer from the ice itself. Fog closed in slowly, erasing distance and direction, leaving only doubt behind. On deck, the sailors stood alert, sensing that the journey was changing. The ship moved carefully through drifting ice, each sound echoing like a warning. Gripping the railing, the captain felt the cold wind challenge his resolve. Beyond them, the ice fields spread without end, vast and indifferent. At dawn, pale light revealed a world both beautiful and dangerous. Returning to his cabin, the captain closed his journal, aware that worse trials awaited. The ice tightened its grip, pressing against the ship with silent force. The crew struggled on deck, pushing back the frozen weight inch by inch. From above, the captain watched, carrying the burden of every decision. Twilight fell, and the frozen sea reflected no mercy. The ship stood still, trapped in a prison of ice. Inside, the captain wrote with a trembling hand, recording fear he could not speak aloud. The crew gathered in silence, bound together by duty and uncertainty. Snow and wind swept the deck, blinding and relentless. Alone against the storm, the captain faced the limits of his strength. When the storm passed, an uneasy calm settled over the frozen sea. Under a pale sky, the ship remained frozen, changed by the night it had endured. The captain stared toward the horizon, sensing something unseen. Far across the ice, a distant movement broke the stillness. The crew pointed in disbelief, fear, and curiosity mixing in their eyes. The vast ice dwarfed the ship, reminding them how small they truly were. In silence, the captain understood that their journey had crossed a line. Time itself seemed frozen, as the world held its breath. Night returned, darker and heavier than before. Weary, the captain withdrew to his cabin, carrying the weight of what lay ahead. Lost within the frozen expanse, the ship drifted toward a fate yet unknown.